Well, hello. It's been over a year. And I'm just going to come right out and say it. It's been over a year. And I never meant for it to be over a year. I had a couple of years ago taken a hiatus for the summer, just a couple of months off in the summer because I do live in New England and I did want to just spend time enjoying the summer. So I did that. And last May, the plan was I was going to do the same thing. And over a year went by. And I'm not going to apologize for that, because what I realized over that year was I did have some things happening in my life. I did have some changes going on in my life. I did have another blockage that took me offline for 6 weeks, guys. It took me about 6 weeks to get over my last blockage, which was back in October. Luckily, fingers crossed, it's the last one that I had. But then I started to think about the show itself, and some things started to shift inside the show, and I needed to figure that out before I wanted to come back here and open my mouth again. Now, the beautiful bag, it has been the name of the podcast, and we're going to talk about what the name change means, because I have changed the name. But the Beautiful Bag podcast itself, it started to feel a little too small for everything that I wanted to say, and I wasn't quite sure how to make it bigger without leaving people behind, because you are so important to me, and what we've been through in our lives is so important and needs to be talked about. So I had to sit with it for a while, get through some other things. I am growing another business too, so I had to sit with a whole bunch of things for a while until I figured it out, and I finally figured it out. Now, the Beautiful Bag podcast was created by me back in 2019, and I did it because there was nothing else out here for us ostomates like this. There was absolutely nothing out there back over in 2019. I mean, I've had my ostomy for over 10 years, and gosh, there was nothing even on social media at that time for us. So when I first initially created the Beautiful Bag podcast, I'm like, I want to get to know more ostomates. I want to get to know that I'm not alone. Yes, I had started seeing more and more people posting on social media, but then I'm like, I really want to know these people. And if I really want to know these people, then I know other people want to know these people. And I had so much at the time to share just in my ostomy journey, right? Because there had been so much and so long. And so it really started to become about the community. Now, I don't know if you guys realize this, but with this podcast, I personally was and I still will be, I was doing everything. I was figuring out the topics to talk about. I was out searching for the guests to come onto the podcast. I was interviewing everybody or talking to you guys straight up. I was doing all the editing. I was cutting up all the videos for social media. I was doing all the posting and the scheduling and coming up with the show notes and all the things. I personally do it all by myself. And sometimes I was like, oh my gosh, this is a lot of work, because it was like it takes more than a day just for a podcast episode show. And so that was becoming a lot for me to take on alone. And at the same time, things inside of me started to shift, like I said. But every time I wanted to say, oh, maybe I need to take a break. Oh, maybe I needed to take a break. One of you would reach out to me and say, this podcast is changing my life. Now I know I'm not alone. I get the DMs the next day, 2:00 in the morning, people leaving me messages saying, thank you for this podcast, because now I know that I'm not alone. And I want to remain faithful to that. However, this is more than just us as ostomates. There is so much more to me as a human being, as a person, as I know there is so much more to you as a human being. And we're not just our ostomies, right? I have run businesses. I have built businesses in the health and wellness industry. I've been in network marketing. I have done so many other things, right? I'm an ambassador for Hollister, as you guys all know. I've done that for 6+ years, 7 years. There's so many more things to me. I've been in the fitness world. I've done fitness competitions. I've coached and trained people in the fitness world. I went and got my holistic nutrition certification. I've been a health coach. I've been in like I said, in this health and wellness industry for a long, long time. And I started to think about things and I'm like, you know what, there's so much more to me. And people started coming to me and we started having other conversations. We started talking about getting in shape. We started talking about exercise. We started talking about food. We started talking about hormones, guys, right? Like surgical menopause, huge thing everybody's talking about right now. Like I see a lot of people talking about menopause, but not actually like, hi, I had to have everything taken out and menopause hit me the next day that I woke up. How do you deal with that? What's HRT like? Do you take it? And all these people are now starting to talk about peptides and just so much that I wanted to start to build something that is even more. And now I started to do it in my emails. I started to do it on my blogs. And I was like, how can I bring it back, right? The bag, our pouch, my pouch, our ostomy, it's always been the doorway, right? This was the doorway for us to have some communication, and the conversation was always bigger than just our ostomies, like I said. So I've kind of changed a little bit of the direction of where the podcast is going. Now, don't leave, because we will always have ostomy shows. The beautiful bag itself is always going to be here. All those old episodes are always going to be here. It's the same. It's still going to be the same thing. It's still going to be me. It's going to be me and you having a conversation. Ostomy guests will still be coming on, but now I can bring you more guests than just ostomy guests. I'm gonna bring you more guests than just the ostomies. We're gonna have more conversations about more things that are more in line with who I am and what I'm doing now in my life than just my ostomy. These conversations that I kept having with other people, they didn't fit in the beautiful bag, right? They didn't fit here. The hormones didn't fit here. The menopause didn't fit here. The reinventing your life. I mean, I've reinvented my life over and over again. I'm 55 years old now, and I'm reinventing my life again. And so I wanted to build something bigger. It's gonna be better. It's gonna be the umbrella is now gonna get wider. And so with that is why the name change has come, and it's going to be called Beautifully Whole, right? Because we're more. It's going to be beautifully whole instead of the beautiful bag. And 3 things going forward. We're going to start talking about midlife, hormones, like I said, surgical menopause, clean living, what 55 plus actually looks like. I keep saying that. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm 55. I can't believe I have a daughter that's 33. Like, I'm still 35. I don't know how that's going on, right? So that's going to be here. It's always going to be here. Advocacy, like ostomy life is still going to be here. And the full lives that ostomates are living is still going to be here too. And then, because like I said, I've built businesses and I thrive on this. I love talking about building a brand, building a business, second streams of income, other ways to make money, AI, what AI is doing right now and how we can do it, social media, what social media looks like, doing everything with integrity, right? So when we're talking about like AI, what's AI taking over? I want to talk about more. So that's what we're going to be doing here. And a year ago, I didn't know how to do that. I didn't know how to say it without feeling like, can I do that? Can I make a change on this podcast? And will it still fill people's souls? Because that's what I want to do, is fill your soul. I want to leave you with something every time you listen to this podcast that's meaningful, that means something, that you can learn from or get inspired by or something like that. So that's what we're going to be doing. So I just want to say, welcome to Beautifully Whole. This is Leanne Hayden, your host, coming to you from the loft. Yes, we're still in the loft. And I just want you guys to know how important you are to me, how much I appreciate every single one of you. So I hope you still stay tuned for all the new episodes that are going to be coming out.